Now it's time for more of Southern California's sports fishing voice. Let's talk Hookup. Get ready for more of the best fishing information and the hottest tips on improving your angling skills. Let's Talk Hookup is sponsored in part by Ford, the official truck of Let's Talk Hookup. Shimano Rods and Reels. Fish with the best. Shimano. And by Rancho Leonero, where your wildest Baja dreams come true. And now, Southern California's sports fishing voice, the hosts of Let's Talk Hookup, Pete Gray, Rock Cod Rick Mexa, and Corey Sandin.
Welcome back. Hour number 2, Let's Talk Hookup, right here on the Let's Talk Hookup app and the Mightier 1090 ESPN Radio. Pete Gray here. Rock Cod Rick's on baby watch, so he's out standing by, listening to the show out there. Hi, Dallas and Rick. Let's get going, Dallas. Come on. let's get that new proud papa ready to go here. And then also Corey Sandin's out ill today, so we're solo here along with John, Steve, and Ben from East County Bait and Tackle, Dana Landing and Mission Bay, and of course the new Lemon Grove Bait and Tackle. We're giving away a $50 gift card to Dana Landing, going on a shopping spree there at Dana Landing, and via the text, or which is only available through the Let's Talk Hookup app, or you can call and talk to Christian there, and then he'll put you up, and we'll get you on the show here at 213-432-1090. That's 213-432-1090. There's a line open right now, so if you want to get through. And right now, let's talk about fishing and the catch report. We have our catch reporters standing by, and this report is sponsored by Summit Gasoline. Low prices are great. Free ice is amazing, but what sets Summit Gasoline apart from the rest goes much deeper. Like Martha, the store manager, who heads up a well-trained and busy staff, frozen bait and chum, gourmet Italian coffee, discounted live bait certificates, 100 pounds of free ice to our listeners. They're still honoring that with a 35-gallon minimum purchase. Summit Gasoline, in and out, easy with your boat trailer at the San Diego Sports Arena. I got a chance to hang out with the owner, Finn, at Summit Gasoline this week, and what a great guy. And I meet Martha and Johnny and the people over there, really, really super people. And they used to have a guy over there that used to work there named Big D. And he was there, kind of their security guy there. And Big D was just a super good guy, and he won the lottery one day.
Did he?
$750,000.
Is that a security guard name?
Yeah.
Big D.
The Big D.
Yeah.
He was a big guy, and he took. And you can imagine, there's some issues over there sometimes, so they could take care of things. And they like, it's such a clean place. Everything's clean and really easy in and out with your boat trailer. So Big D took care of business. But Big D won that big $750,000 and then sadly passed away. So
I go over there for my car wash.
Yeah.
For like $5. The part I don't like about car washes is you got to wait until you get,
right,
all dry.
too.
I'm just like, I got to go. Dude, it's $5. You just drive
Yeah.
through.
Yeah.
It air dries off.
Everything.
Great spot over there.
And I might add, too, they're putting in a new car wash, a new state-of-the-art car wash.
Oh.
So watch for that coming, too.
So it'll be $10. Got it.
Well, no. Finn's thing is he wants people to come. They've got I'll tell you how high-tech it is. They have an air machine for your tires that you set the parameters of, like, you want 32 pounds in your tire. You set 32 pounds, you put the thing on, and it stops at 32 pounds. Wow. You don't have to have a gauge, and it's free. So
look at how busy that thing's gotten.
It's unbelievable.
I think it was like an AM, PM over there. And
yeah.
Dude, you can't drive in that place. It's so busy. So they do a great job.
No, they do. And he had to buy 2 extra freezers because so many of our listeners are taking advantage of that 100 pounds of free ice. Why wouldn't you, right?
Good problem.
Yeah, for sure. Hey, that's a great spot and really good people at Summit Gasoline. Okay, Mark Wish, our private boater buddy from Pacific Edge. Good morning, Mark.
Hey, good morning, Pete and Steve and John and Ben. You got the full house there. And then Dallas and Rick, I bet you guys are listening. Good luck with that baby watch project you're on
there. For sure.
Yeah, soon coming, I'm sure here. But so we got a beautiful sunny weekend, guys. But, man, it's pretty breezy depending on just where you are. Like, you would not want to be up there in that bait area off county line or the Channel Islands right now. Boy, it's still gusting to 60 up there. Big northeast
Yikes.
here. And then, yeah, it's hooting up that part of town. And most of our outer islands here, Catalina, Clemente, Santa Barbara, they all had gusts over 30 last night, and it's still blowing. So you definitely want to be careful. And yet here in Huntington Beach, not a breath right this second.
Yeah, nor down
this
here.
Biggest northeast. Yeah, same thing. Oh, well, but as to some fishing, no reports at all from the outer islands this week. It's just that time of year, but we'll talk a little bit about Catalina here. Not really much on the sea bass at all yet, and that will be soon coming. In fact, one of the first fish of the year flags I got was from Catalina at this, actually a little earlier than this, about the first week of January, from a little spot of off-color water about, 20 feet square about, and got about a 20-pound fish out of there on the front side of the island. So those little off-color spots, it's definitely worth throwing a squid in there and see what happens. But the real deal will be coming in another month or two. But pretty good hooping, though. Guys have been catching them lobsters pretty steadily there, mostly on the front because the commercial guys can't fish there, and it's been really good fishing. And then you can catch a lot of your bait right there off the east end. There's still a decent pick on the bonita. To find them, you control a small plug or a small feather like that, and then stop and do some casting with a Colt Sniper, and you can load up, and they're fun to catch and good to eat, and they make fantastic lobster bait. Just make sure you follow the limits there. And the best news from Catalina, though, has got to be the halibut bite, the backside east up to the backside middle like that has been the most consistent. It's been up really shallow, 15, 20, 30 feet like that, and the little beaches right on either side of the little points there. The sand right next to the hard bottom on the upcurrent side is where you want to be fishing. And I'd probably fish a sardine or a smelt on a dropper loop setup with enough weight to keep your bait right on the bottom. And it's been pretty good fishing, not really big ones. Most of it's, there's obviously some shorts mixed in there. You got to kind of weed through them there, but, fish up to like 12, 15 pounds like that. And then offshore, very little effort recently. No reports at all from the canner, and minimal reports from below the border. But that's fantastic news that the commercial fleet's already done, just like last year. That lets all that volume of fish, do around down there for a little bit. And then when conditions start changing, it starts pushing up our way. And looks like the season's set for another fantastic year on that bluefin. There's no shortage of fish around. So that's this week's report, and we'll see what we can round up for you next week.
Oh, and of course, fishdope.com. Danny and Jeff and the boys have all the information for you. $20 off a new membership to fishdope.com using the code HookUpNow, lowercase, no space. Hookup Now is your $20 code at fishdope.com. And Mark, how do we find you?
Well, P, we're in Huntington Beach. Stores right there on the corner of Bolsa Chica and Edinger, and the phone number is 714-840-4262. The website, PacificEdgeTackle.com. And I did want to mention, guys, I've been doing a little cleanup work and a little remodeling on my shop inside the store there, and it just really became evident how much extra starboard I have from the different accessories that we make. I have a massive stack of pieces of starboard that are 1 foot to 2 foot square approximately, and I'd be delighted to make somebody a great deal on all that stuff. Starboard's really hard to come by right now, and for all the little accessories and things to build on your boat, I got a bunch of it if anybody's interested.
Okay. Yeah. All right. That's a good tip, man. Yeah, starboard is like the ultimate stuff to work on stuff with your boat, for sure.
And it's tough to find, and majority, like you said, majority of stuff is under that 1 to 2 foot.
Yeah.
Sometimes you don't need the whole sheet.
Yeah, there you go. All right, Mark, thanks a lot for that, and we'll talk to you next Saturday.
Okay, you got it, guys. We'll see you.
All right,
see you, Mark.
Appreciate that. And while we're waiting for Marcos, let's go ahead and jump into the phones. You want to get through 213-432-1090. Don in Woodland Hills, you're next up. Good morning, Don.
Hey, good morning, guys. Hopefully everybody's got themselves tied down with this wind today, man. It's blowing here in the valley.
Is it? Wow. Not a breath of wind down here in San Diego.
I wish here. Hey, Buddy and I were going through our tackle last weekend while watching the football games, and one thing we noticed was the different sizes between the same size of circle hooks. So a 1/0 Gamakatsu versus a 1/0 owner. It's amazing the difference, and there's a couple of others too that we noticed. Is there any particular reason why they don't standardize in the actual size? Because at least then you got a 1/0 is a 1/0, is a 2/0 is a 2/0.
It's a good question.
Yeah, I don't know. They all have kind of their own sizes for that, and they don't even really correspond with the J hook that the same company will have. So. Some companies, like the size circle hook you want for a sardine is a 5.0, and the other ones it's like a 2. So it's
so weird.
You just have to kind of look at each. You just have to kind of put the hooks in your hands and of course have a wide variety, but you've got to kind of put the hook in your hand and figure out what size you want. Yeah,
you can't tell by the number anymore.
No,
especially manufacturer to manufacturer.
Not on circle hooks, and it's kind of you've never been able to tell on circle hooks by the size they list.
Yeah. So on the same line of thinking there. What about rods? Is an 870 from one manufacturer the same as an 870 from another? Or?
No.
No.
No. I mean they're similar, but like when Seeker and CalStar kind of originally used the same numbers. The CalStars were always like a weight heavier.
Oh, one weight heavier.
Yeah, the actions were the same, but the weight was different on them.
When a manufacturer says a 20 to 40 pound rod, does it pretty much standardize from one to the other? Or is that the same thing? It's everyone's different.
Yeah, I mean, it depends. Like and it depends on what line you're using. Like I like to tell people if you're going to use mono, then I would go towards if you're using straight mono, I would go towards the heavy end of what the rod's rated for. And if you're going to use Spectra, with the leader, then I would go towards the lighter end.
Okay.
Oh wait, no, that's wrong.
Other way around.
Other way around. So Spectra, say if it's a 20 to 50 pound rod, you could use 50 pound Spectra, 20 pound mono.
20 pound mono.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's if you kind of look at it that way, but generally like people will say like, well, this rod, like say a CalStar, 670 or something is rated, 20 to 60, and people will be like, well, but you're telling me to use 80 pound Spectre? It's like, well, yeah, but you're not really pulling on it like you're pulling on 80 pound. You're going to pull like you're pulling on 40 pound. So, there's a lot of variables in there, though.
Yeah.
And some companies, some of the overseas stuff, they're just, I don't, a lot of times I think they're just throwing a number on there.
Sure.
You're going to have to just kind of pull on the rod yourself and decide like, okay, this rod will fish 50 pound.
Yeah, that's the best way to do it. Is just have somebody when you're in the tackle shop, have somebody pull down on the rod. And how's it feel to you?
Yep, and they're going to know for the most part in the shop, like, this rod will match good with this reel, and do if you're getting a Talic at 12, we can say like you can put this reel on there. We're going to be able to fish anywhere from 30 to 40 to 60 pound test on this, no problem. Even though the rod says this, it'll have no problem doing that.
All right, cool. All right, Don, thanks a lot for the phone call this morning. That does free up 213-432-1090. You want to get through, have a chance to win that $50 gift card to Dana Landing in Mission Bay. There's your chance. We have a great text from Mike in Santa Clara, and he says, I'm on an annual charter in San Diego every year in September. I'd love to come down early and get in on some of the bay bass fishing. What sort of gear, as far as rods and reels, would be good for me to bring down along with that?
All around, something that would fish like 10 pound test, so you could, a light spinning rod or a, light bait casting rod, a little bass rod. Either of those, that's really all you need.
Yeah, that's about it.
Yep.
So just like 10 pound test?
Yeah, 10 pound test is going to be totally fine for, sometimes they like it a little bit lighter, but I can always get them to bite 10 pound.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Well, thanks for that text. And then Darren in Menifee says he fishes San Diego Ocean often on my saltwater boat, but have never fished Mission Bay. A lot of questions about the bay today, so people are dialed in. I fish DVL, Diamond Valley Reservoir, and Skinner with my bass boat. I'm totally okay, and I assume I can fish Mission Bay with my bass boat and trolling motor. Would it be more effective than an ocean boat when spotty fishing, targeting docks and eelgrass, etc.?
No, that a freshwater boat's totally fine.
Totally workable.
Totally workable for that. Yeah. In fact, better.
Yeah. Because you have a trolling motor, you can get in tight.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, you see people fishing the bay in pretty much anything. Kayaks. You see a lot of Hobie kayaks, like Ben. You'll see Ben cruising around in his kayak. And
float tubes.
Your rental boats.
Yeah.
Describe your rental skiffs for those that may not be familiar with them.
Well, I mean, we've got several different ones now. We have our original old flat bottom. They're 14-foot, heavy fiberglass boat, and that's, for me, that's my favorite one to fish the bay in, because even if it gets windy, they don't drift as fast as the other boats. It's super stable and got a low freeboard. The only drawback to those is they're not as fast to like get around the bay.
Okay.
We just got a couple boats built, and they're we call them a Dana Cat. We had them manufactured down in Mexico. It's similar to like a Livingston catamaran style hull, and
super stable,
built-in bait tank, super stable, a little bit faster, killer boat.
Really?
Yeah. And then we got a few center consoles, in the 17 to 19 foot range, that if people want to zip to the back bay or whatever, they can do that. And the one thing I would suggest to people, if you want to rent a boat, is to go on our website at danalanding.com and follow the links to the rentals, and you can pre-reserve the boats.
Oh, you can?
Yeah, because on the weekends you can't.
It's full.
They're booked. I mean, we keep a couple boats that are walk-up only. Like we have a fishing pontoon boat, or like a pontoon boat we kind of converted into a fishing boat. That one we don't reserve, so that's a walk-on, and we always keep two of the blue skiffs not reserved. So those are walk-ons, but still, it's way easier if you just book it in advance, so you can come down and show it. Then you can show up whenever you want. You don't have to get here first thing in the morning.
So you just go to danalanding.com and you can book and pay for it right on the website?
Yep, pay for it right on the website.
Wow, that's easy. Now, do you have an online store at danalanding.com?
A small one. We just sell logo merchandise, like logo clothing.
Okay.
Pretty much for right now.
Yeah.
So.
All right. You see that expanding, Steve?
Eventually.
Yeah.
I mean, the brick and mortar is working well. I'm not going to rock the boat. But the skiff thing, in the summer when it's so busy, we'll come down. There's been people waiting since 3 a.m. for the couple of skiffs or whatever. And then you feel bad. Well, later in the day, the guy's like, I want to bring my grandkids down, and they don't really want to reserve. Not sure why. And they're like, what time do I have to get there? Like, if I got there like 6:30, I'm just like, dude, that boat will have been gone 3 hours early. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Long ago.
So, like, I'm just backing up Johnny. Yeah, you got to make a reservation.
Yeah.
Yeah, certainly in the summer.
Yeah. And in the summer, the reservations, how far in advance can you make a reservation?
Months ahead. I mean,
really?
I don't think you need to.
Yeah.
I mean, you definitely don't need to. And I will tell you, the weekends, all the time kind of go.
Yeah, even this time.
fast.
Well,
Yeah,
a beautiful day like today, yeah.
Just play by ear. And Johnny, like Johnny said, I mean, it really comes down to bait a lot on how busy we are. But if you just go on there, it'll, you can see how busy it is. But, I mean, a week out, you're fine, I would think.
Okay, all right, good deal. All right, another great text here is, let's get it up here, is from the Iron Man, Gary White. And he wants to know, does Dana Landing rent boats for bay lobster hooping?
No.
No, you don't let them go out at night.
No.
Yeah.
We want everything back by before sunset.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. So if you want to go lobster hooping, you got to have your own boat, and that's pretty much universal. I think I know a lot of the club boats too, like Freedom Boat Club and stuff like that. They don't allow nighttime stuff. Pretty much.
It's tough on boats too for Freedom.
Is it? Yeah.
Hoop netting.
Yeah. It beats up your boat. There's no question about that. Yeah. So another great text is from Jeff in Escondido, and he says he needs some halibut help. And this time of the year, you can target halibut, right? Yeah. So I need some drifting max, Carolina style, on the flats. Beads, they're getting raked, but not hooking up. Do I need a trap rig or more patience? What's your thought?
Well, you could go either way. I mean, we sell a lot of trap hook rigs, and that's one way to go. I like just the patience, and in my opinion, the ones that are raking the baits are the small ones. You're just not connecting with the big one yet. I've kind of gone away from the Carolina rig and more to like a 3-way swivel, if you have a little bit of a leader on your weight, it's not dragging your bait through the bottom. And that's something Corey kind of showed. Corey's a good halibut fisherman.
Yeah.
He kind of showed me
like
that.
Like a big 3-way swivel or a small 3-way swivel?
Well, it depends on what size line you're using.
Yeah.
But yeah, we use a 3-way swivel and then a leader, maybe 2 foot leader to the bait. With some of the guys I know who do really well, they fish a really light line too. They'll fish 10 and 12 pound. I'll usually use like 15 or 20 pound fluoro.
Okay.
And then you just put a cheap snap swivel on your sinker, so that if you do hang up on the bottom, you can kind of pull the sinker off and not lose your rig. But I know a lot of people that swear by the trap hook. And usually, like if you are fishing a trap hook, just fish the reel and gear, so that way when the fish bites, you hook them, and they're not swallowing the treble hook if you're getting shorts. But it's just one of those things where some people are going to fish the trap, some people are going to fish the regular. A lot of guys I know just fish the regular straight J hook, because they say if the right one bites, I'm going to hook it.
Yeah,
and
that's generally speaking.
Yeah.
If the bigger the halibut, they're going to bite.
Yeah.
They're not going to rake the bait that much. They're going to eat it. Yeah. All right. And if people come down and want advice, your guys at the shop will help out.
Yep.
Yeah. Got a lot of knowledge. Like you say, you have guys down there that fish every single day.
Yeah.
And the other thing too we haven't talked about is reel repair. Right. This time of the year, good time to get your reel service. Right.
Yeah, that goes, absolutely. Goes for any tackle shop. This is a great and I'll admit that there's been a bunch of guys going, I'm not fishing. This is a great time to bring them down, and we're just getting bags of reels, being brought in for service.
Yeah.
No, we do we do tons of reel repair.
All in-house too, right?
Yep.
In-house. Your guy.
Yep.
And what Dougie suggests is for people to bring in, one or two reels at a time, so that way you're not, because we're still, right now, like we could be at like 4 to 5 weeks, so what he tells people is like, just bring down a couple at a time, so that way you're not out of fishing,
Right.
Some people bring in,
If all of a sudden stuff starts biting and you're not
25 reels, and they're like, well, why isn't my reels done? It's like, well, dude,
Yeah.
you brought a huge load in and got to order parts, and so.
And Doug's good.
Doug's good.
The guy,
He's
the guy
good,
knows
yeah.
his stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. You'll see him back there in the back corner working on the reels. And,
Yep.
Yeah. Very knowledgeable about fishing tackle too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he worked on the Vagabond and the Rooster, and he's got some older stories and fishing out here. So.
Yeah. Yeah, no question about it.
Yeah.
What about hooping? I know you guys carry all the Promar stuff, all the hooping stuff.
Yep.
How's hooping been this year?
It's been. It depends. You just gotta. The guys who know what they're doing do really well.
I've never hooped in Mission Bay. Is it a good spot?
Yeah. I mean, there's a certain condition. You got to kind of chase you got to chase the storms. So if it's been really nice weather for a really long time, it's kind of dead. But if you get a good storm rolling in, if you get out there,
low pressure thing.
Yeah, low pressure, they'll crawl.
Yeah.
And believe it or not, like everyone kind of tries to set the structure, but in Mission Bay, a lot of it's just in the eelgrass.
Yeah.
So like Bubba at the shop, he got limits a couple days in a row. Like not a couple days in a row, but he went twice within a few days and got limits both times.
Nice.
And he said it's just a matter of like kind of carpet bombing the eelgrass beds and like pull them. If you don't get anything, you just move and drop them and just it's just got to be the right condition.
Right condition, yeah.
Uh-huh.
One thing that you also do at Dana Lanning, and I don't know about ECBT and Lemon Grove Bait and Tackle or not, is their clothing selection. Like if you want to dress for hooping, you guys carry a large stock of clothing, right, Steve?
We do. I mean, we just got 4 or 5 boxes of Grundens in yesterday. Yeah, we definitely have a lot of outerwear. We have Salty Crew and Fishworks and the Grundens for sure. That's our big stuff. But obviously everything from T-shirts to all the way up to the orange bibs that deckhands wear. So we have a lot of clothes.
A lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We do.
Is that just Dana Landing or is it all the stores?
We definitely have room at East County. That will be something at the new shop at Lemon Grove that will definitely be a fair amount of clothes. But right now, Dana Landing has the most. East County has a fair amount of stuff. So.
Yeah.
Okay.
The East County is going to be more like bass related clothing, and then we've got more saltwater related, and we a lot of the crews come and out get their gear at our store, and so we have a good selection of rain gear and lifestyle gear, shorts.
When you finally finish Lemon Grove Bait and Tackle, the new location, what's the square footage going to be? Is it going to be bigger than East County Bait and Tackle? Is it going to be bigger than Dana Landing?
I don't think so, but it'd be 2 stories. So it's going to be like just under, I think it's going to be 2,900 square feet, but it'll be 2 stories.
So big.
The majority of upstairs will not be, it'll be like office space. So
Okay.
all downstairs will be pretty much just retail. There won't be any back room or office or anything like that. So, it's going to be big, and we're actually somehow getting a couple more parking spots. There's actually really good parking out there. There's side streets and everything. You'll actually be able to pull your trailer through right into the alley there.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, it's going to be nice when it's all redesigned.
Yeah, that's cool.
So.
All right. Hey, Steve in Los Angeles wants to know, do any of the tackle stores carry surf fishing live bait?
No.
Like ghost shrimp or bloodworms or anything like that?
Nope.
No. Okay.
Yeah, we've kind of gotten out. We tried that for a little while, but yeah, everything's frozen for us.
Yeah, I think that C4 Sport Fishing carries. They used to carry ghost shrimp. Yeah, I think they still do. Yeah, over the tackle store over there. And then also, does Dana Lanning service reels as well as stock drag washers for the Penn Fathom and Trinidad A?
Yeah, we do.
You do all that stuff.
Yes, we do.
So Dougie can handle all that stuff.
Yep. And we have drags for pretty much everything.
Yeah.
So, that you can just buy right off the wall.
Yeah. Now, one thing we haven't talked about is the charter fleet at Dana Lanning. You have the 4 or 6 pack blackjack, right?
4-pack, yeah. That's pretty much what we're down to. I still have the Impulse. It's kind of a personal boat.
Yeah.
Not charter anymore.
But you're not chartering that as a 6-pack anymore.
No.
Yeah.
And then, but we still have the blackjack that does, half day local 3/4 day offshore 3/4, and an all day 12-hour trip. So
yeah. All right. And so what about booking that? I know it's probably very, very popular in the spring, summer, and fall.
Absolutely. Like every charter boat, you can go right on blackjackcharters.com and sign up. It's, it's one of those things that I guess our regulars kind of pick out their dates. And then we do a lot of like tourist type stuff.
Yeah.
For the half and 3/4 day in the summer.
Okay.
So yeah, there always seems to be some spots available. If you get a couple of days, we can definitely fit you in. This time of year, we're real slow, but
yeah. Yeah, but you can link that through the Dana Lanning website too, right?
You can always get to everywhere through the Dana Lanning website.
Through the Dana. Okay, all right, cool. I want to draw your attention to a really cool video that Bill Varney, who does our newsletter blast, he sent out a newsletter blast this week talking about the different shows, this show, tomorrow's show, and next weekend's shows. And he also included, because tomorrow's a very special show, it's our tribute to Don Hansen. He included a great video about a history of Don Hansen. So if you're not a subscriber to our Let's Talk Hookup email blast, it's free. You just go on the website, letstalkhookup.com, and you can subscribe to that email blast. We don't sell our list, or we don't junk it. So subscribe to our email blast. Bill does a great job every other week, and you can see really special things on there for sure.
That's cool.
Yeah. So when we come back, we're going to take more of your phone calls. We're going to take more of your texts, and a lot more for Steve, John, and Ben. You stay tuned. This is Southern California's Sport Fishing Voice. Let's Talk Hookup on the Mightier 1090 ESPN Radio and the Let's Talk Hookup app.
Your vacation bucket list can't be completed without visiting the Katmai Lodge, Alaska this summer. A world-class wilderness fishing paradise on the banks of the famed Alagnak River. Get in the action, fishing for all 5 species of Pacific salmon, king, sockeye, chum, coho, plus trophy-sized rainbow trout, Arctic grayling and Dolly Varden, both in the Alagnak and nearby waters. Katmai Lodge's Coast Guard and CPR-certified guides are fly fishing fanatics and know how to help you reel them in, ensuring your days are fish-filled while you enjoy freshly prepared snacks and barbecued lunches on the river. Back at the lodge, enjoy fireside appetizers and refreshments each afternoon. Delicious dinner prepared by the lodge's exceptional chef. Take a quick fly-out trip to Brooks Falls in Katmai National Park for world-renowned bear watching. And check out our trout fishing specials at katmai.com. That's KATMAI.com. Katmai.com.
When it comes to fishing rods for saltwater, there's just one name you need to know: CalStar. Take, for example, the Graphiter series. It's a true graphite and fiberglass composite rod, the finest it's ever been built. And for anglers seeking traditional performance, durability, and quality at an affordable price, the CalStar West Coast series of rods and blanks are the ones for you. Their master craftsmen bring decades of rod building experience to every rod they make. So if you want your fishing rods to be truly state-of-the-art, I always recommend CalStar at fine tackle stores everywhere.
Turner's Outdoorsman, Southern California's #1 shooting, hunting, and fishing tackle retailer since 1971, is right in your neighborhood. Now with stores throughout Southern, Central, and Northern California. No one does it better. Turner's Outdoorsman brings you the best prices and selection, plus a knowledgeable staff that will help make your day on the water or in the field more fun. Stop by your neighborhood Turner's Outdoorsman. To find the location nearest you, check the web at turners.com and sign up for special deals and more. Here's the hot tip on the best fishing LA has to offer. 22nd Street Landing Sport Fishing in San Pedro. They are home to LA's finest open party fleet, including overnight on the Freedom, Catalina Freelance on the Pursuit, half-day trips on the Monte Carlo, and three-quarter-day trips on the Sea Angler. For your own private charter, we have the Outrider and Trueline available. There's always plenty of free parking and a fully stocked tackle store. 22nd Street Landing Sport Fishing in San Pedro. Call 310-832-8304 or on the web at 22ndstreet.com.
This is Captain Tim Ekstrom from the long-range vessel Royal Star. With my partners Randy Toussaint and Brian Sims, we have set the bar for the long-range fishing experience. Spring 8-day, summer 5-day, or fly-down, fly-back 11-day winter trip, we deliver the highest quality long-range voyage you will find. From our premium RSW fish storage to our top-of-the-line chefs and crew, Royal Star distinguishes itself from all others. Want to grab a spot on the Royal Star? Check us out at RoyalStarSportFishing.com or call Tracy at 619-224-4764.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup, right here on the Mighty 1090 ESPN Radio. Pete Gray here, along with Ben, John, and Steve from East County Bait and Tackle, Dana Landing, and Lemon Grove Bait and Tackle, talking some great fishing stories here on Let's Talk Hookup. If you want to join us, a line open right now, 213-432-1090. You have a chance to win a $50 gift card to Dana Landing. Go on a little shopping spree there at Dana Landing in Mission Bay. Let's jump into the phones and talk to John, calling us from Mira Mesa. Hi, John. Thanks for joining us on Let's Talk Hookup.
Yeah, hi, guys. Thanks for taking my call. You know, I've got plenty of Corbina and Spotfin fishing the surf, but my biggest ones of both have always come out of Mission Bay. And I was just wondering, do you know, John, if those are resident fish, or do they migrate in the wintertime from the surf?
I think they come in and out of the bay. Like I just noticed, like I'll take the kids I'll take my daughter over to Quivira Basin, not Quivira, Bonita Cove, opposite from Quivira Basin. We'll get on the SUPs over there, stand-up paddleboards, and cruise over the flats, and there's Corbina just cruising all over in there.
Really?
Yeah. Yep. And
Corbina, not Corvina.
No, Corbina, not Corvina.
Wow.
And the spot fin, I think there's a certain time they migrate into the bay, and I don't know the exact patterns or anything, but I know there's definitely like a run of those, and I think it's more in the early spring, and then when it gets more summer, those spot fin are out in the surf.
Okay. All right. Cool. Good question, though. Thanks a lot for the call. Speaking of which, what are the different types of fish that you've seen in Mission Bay? Can you name all the different species that you've seen in Mission Bay?
Like, you got your obvious like halibut, spotted sand bass, kelp bass. I've seen striped bass come in on our skiffs. I've seen salmon come in on our skiffs.
Salmon?
Yeah. I've seen black sea. Guys catch and release black sea bass.
Really?
More regularly than you'd think in Mission Bay, like between Quivira Basin and between Quivira Basin and the West Mission Bay Bridge.
Yeah.
That zone there holds black sea bass. Several yellowtail.
Several yellowtail.
Several yellowtail.
Wow.
Bonita, mackerel. There's all the little, there's opali and sargo and the short fin corvina and corbina, like we just said, and spot fin croaker, yellowfin croaker.
Wow.
There's a lot of species.
There's a lot of species in the
diamond turbot, all the rays, diamond rays, bat rays. There's leopard sharks, smoothhound sharks.
Wow,
just to name a few.
Yeah, just to name a few. Yeah, so it's you can catch a lot of different things. Very similar to San Diego Bay and Mission Bay. Very similar species, right?
Yeah. Similar species. Yeah. San Diego Bay has.
How about bonefish?
Definitely bonefish.
In Mission Bay?
In Mission Bay. Yep.
Yeah.
The guys at the shop caught them this week. So,
really?
Yep.
This week?
Yep.
Wow. All right. What's the best bait for bonefish?
Go shrimp.
Go shrimp. All
Although
right.
they were catching them on small swim baits,
Oh, okay.
so
All right.
they can be caught on lures.
All right. Yeah. They eat them. They eat flies, too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, here's one from Mike in San Juan Capistrano wants to know, what would you recommend for someone with no boat handling experience who might want to get out and fish the bay?
Any of our rental boats.
Okay.
Yeah. And
So with no boat handling
No
experience,
boat
never
handling
ran a boat
experience.
before.
No, they'll before we put you out, we're gonna, give you a little rundown on how everything operates, so that we don't have any unfortunate little,
What a
bumper boats. Or
What a
anything.
cool deal that is.
The other half of our business is we do the water sport rentals at the different resorts on
Yeah.
Mission Bay and San Diego Bay. So we have 7 locations of sending people out in boats. It's what we do. We literally send thousands of people a year out on boats, a lot of them for the first time. So come on down. We will literally make sure you understand where to go, where not to go. All you need to do is listen.
Yeah.
If you listen and pay attention, you're going to be good to go.
Pretty easy.
It's pretty easy. Pay attention, listen to what we have to say, and you're going to be good to go. And like I said, this is what we do. It's super easy. There should be no concerns about coming down for your first time.
Yeah. If you've never handled a boat before in your life.
No concern at all.
No,
Do you allow people to go out in the ocean?
we do not.
No, not on any of your boats.
No.
Yeah. You stay in the boat.
There's a video of one of our competition with the boat upside down in the surf last week. And that's
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah.
Don't want that. For sure. Okay, 213-432-1090 open right now. Let's jump into the phones. Carl's calling us from Lakeside. Good morning, Carl.
Well, good morning. Thanks for having me on. I just wanted to thank you guys. I called about a month ago. I was researching a good reel to go out and get the bluefin, and I narrowed it down to a few, and you guys recommended the Telica 20, 25, and some Power Pro, and I bought that set up, and I caught myself a bluefin on the Polaris Supreme a couple weeks ago.
Nice.
And just wanted to thank you on that. And my next question is for fluorocarbon. It seems like the bluefin are real finicky, and there's so many different fluorocarbons, and it seems like the best and the narrowest is the best one to have. And golly, we were free lining these things, and they were maybe 30, 40-pound tests with getting them, but you really had to finesse them to the rail. Which fluorocarbon, lighter fluorocarbon, would you recommend for bluefin?
Well, if you're, we happen to have a good resource at our store, which is Ron's good friend, Dr. Chris Minnick, who is
he's about as good a fisherman as you get.
And he's very analytic, and he has a line breaking machine. And he fishes fluorocarbon by the diameter, not by the breaking strength.
Oh, okay.
And what he had concluded that for right now, if you're fishing live bait and you want the thinnest line that breaks that has the highest breaking strength, it's going to be the Seaguar Gold Label.
Yeah.
So pretty much any size, but he said if you go with that Seaguar Gold Label, you are going to have the thinnest, strongest fluorocarbon that pretty much anyone makes right now.
Yeah.
So I would definitely trust what he says.
Okay, yeah, no, that Seaguar Gold Label, I don't know if you guys have used it, but I've used it. It is amazing. It's thinner, stronger, and ties knots great. It really is probably close to the best fluorocarbon product on the market right now.
And he's very
Chris knows.
Yeah, he knows, and he's very unbiased. He tests every brand against each other. He's not, he uses every brand for different things, reels, rods, everything's different brands. But he said when he ran his tests on the fluorocarbon recently, that if you go with that Gold Label, you are going to have the thinnest, strongest line.
That's the stuff.
Yep.
All right. Hey, good question, Carl. Thanks a lot for the call this morning. That does free up 213-432-1090. Open right now. A great text from Dave in Poway. And it's a question for Steve. And he wants to know, are supply chains improving in regards to stocking product? Good question, because as we know, things have been hard to come by.
I would say we're it's pretty close to certainly on reels we're stocked for the most part. Yeah, I would say they've definitely improved. My gut feeling is, I don't know this, is that a lot of this is the stuff that was on the ships kind of getting stuck up there. It's been unloaded. I think the majority of tackle shops have a fair amount. I think there might be an issue as it comes into the future here as manufacturing is probably going to have the hiccup. A lot of the stuff was made or in the pipeline, sat on these ships. I think the majority of tackle shops have it now. Going into the future, I think there's going to be a disruption again.
Yeah.
At some point, talking to people, I think there was going to be a disruption just because how long it typically takes from manufacturing to get it over here. There's going to be a portion of time where it just wasn't manufactured. So
yeah.
Talking to some of the manufacturers that are overseas, that's kind of what everyone's saying. So
what it is.
What I would say is, if you see stuff that you think you're going to need this summer in the tackle store, buy it.
Buy it.
You
just don't know. Yeah,
you can't tell. As far as like distribution, on the distribution end of things, it's slow. I think they probably have a lot of the product, but getting it to you is difficult. And I just wouldn't wait, say oh, I'm going in August. There might be like the one size hook that everyone all of a sudden is hot, and it's just it's just not going to be there. Certainly in California, I won't get on my political rant here, but I would purchase it now because it's not going to be cheaper.
Yeah,
in the
that's
future.
A good point too.
This stuff is only going to get more expensive.
Yeah,
I mean everything we sell in there is going to get more expensive, including fuel, if you ask me. But
yeah, fuel's just gone out of sight.
100%.
Yeah, it's crazy. Good news on that front, though. I was talking to Dale at Cigar Fluorocarbon this week, and there were some rumors around because they use a lot of the fluorocarbon resins to make batteries and that there was going to be a shortage on fluorocarbon. He says that since Cigar manufactures their own fluorocarbon, they've been assured by their supplier of the fluorocarbon resins that they're good. So they are not. Cigar is not going to have a shortage of fluorocarbon, but still, again, people are going to be buying and stocking and hoarding and stuff like that. So I wouldn't hesitate to stock up on your fluorocarbon. So, like Johnny said, especially on fluorocarbon and hooks and that, it's just a no-brainer. You're going to be able to use that for sure. Yeah, in some form. All right. Hey, great question from Cliff in Blossom Valley. He says, how did Steve get started and end up at Dana Landing's shop? I've been there many times, and the highlight for my kid is always a end-of-trip sandwiches at the deli. I can understand that. That's a pretty good question. Obviously, like I said, the majority of my business, I do the water sport rental concessions. We had a couple locations. We're at Paradise Point, and I forget where else when we just started. And we used to go over to Fast Lane to buy our sailboat parts. We bought all our sailboats from him, and we would go in there in the little shack store that we're in now. There used to be a little shack there, and that's where Fast Lane Sailing was. There's no kayaks, no paddleboards, no nothing. Wow. And then Ron's just like, you know what? They don't have anybody running the fuel dock. You need to come over here. You should put a boat rental over here. I'm like, I guess I'll try it. Sure. And then obviously wanted to do the fuel dock, and I said, all right, went up, met with the owner of the property at the time, Frank Butler, and he's like, you got to put a retail store up there. I'm like, I know nothing about retail. There's no way. And he's just like, I'm going to give you a good price. You have to do it. And okay, so that's basically just kind of started, and it just rolled. And like I said, it's the one-stop shop. It is just literally, as people asked, it grew itself to what the people needed. I would have never thought we were going to have, a deli doing the numbers it is, the fuel. It's just grown as what people wanted. So, yeah, you guys do an amazing job. Yeah, and the stock of frozen bait that you carry too. You bought a huge new freezer outside too, right? Yeah, we go through cases of bait masters. I mean, the yacht's going down. I mean, they 10, 20 cases of ballyhoo, that type of stuff. Yeah. So frozen flyers. Oh yeah. Yep, the squid. I mean, it's amazing how much we do. I mean, they come out with a tractor trailer and a forklift, and we put it all in there, and it all goes out. Plus all the, cases of squid and all that other stuff we do. What about chum? Do people still use a lot of chum buckets chum blocks? Especially especially the fly fishing, Conway and his old crew with the Makos and stuff, and there's a lot of chum. Yeah. Yeah, right there. That's pretty cool. That's good stuff. So. So what's what came first at Dana Landing? Was it the tackle shop? Was it the deli? Was it? Oh, there was no deli. So when we first took it over, where our building is now is where Fastlane was, and then they were kind of remodeling. So that big building that Ron's in now was this just kind of, it looks the same except it was just all wood. So there was no one in there. That's when you couldn't rent spaces. It was so difficult to get somebody to rent. So he made Ron go into that building again for a super good price, and then we went into there as a retail store,
And I mean, literally, it was us going to Costco and buying a bunch of candy and then a little bit of tackle. And I mean, it was the AWR days with, those guys coming down and delivering the bait in a van. And, the stuff didn't get delivered UPS. I mean, they delivered it from out in El Cajon, and it just built and built and built. And then knowing that what was going to happen is building the building that we're in now, obviously. So at one point, we had to move over in a half of the building Ron is for a year or so until they built our building. Then we went in there. And
2 times we shared a building with Ron.
Yeah.
Really? You shared a building with Ron?
Yep.
Wow. That's impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah. But and how many years has this been?
I'll say 93.
93.
So, yeah. What's that?
Yeah. That's
28
years. Yeah. That's right. And John, how long have you been there?
I think I started there in like 96.
Wow. So you've been there.
Yeah.
And that's the thing too. You have a lot of stable employees there, Bubba, and gosh, people have been there for a long, long time.
It would be nothing without Johnny.
Johnny's the backbone.
Yep, 100%.
Yeah, no question.
Well, because they wanted to sell tackle, and some of the guys there were like, "You got to come work over here. You got to come work over here." And it's kind of like him and Han. And finally, I just said, "Okay, well, let's try this."
Yeah, but you're like a local here. You grew up in Point Loma, and
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
So you've been around for a long time.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. When did you start fishing?
I mean, when I was little, but it's weird because my family wasn't a fishing family. So me and my youngest brother, like, we got really into it, and then I met Bubba in like junior high school, and he's like from a very prominent sport fishing family in Point Loma here, and got to go with him and on the sport boats. And then in the mid '80s, I worked down at Fisherman's Landing for a while in the back, taking care of rental gear and stuff.
Yeah.
And then I was also on the boat rental end of thing, and that's where I met them. So I was doing boat rentals and working at hotels and stuff, and marina management. But I fished a lot, so
yeah.
I just thought, well, I'll try to make we'll build this tackle shop up little by little and try to make it a place where you're not intimidated to go into, and where people don't treat you like an idiot.
Yeah.
Which I don't know. I'd always going into some tackle shops, I'd always been kind of,
yes.
Like I just had this feeling like, so I was like, I don't really want that feeling here. So
yeah, good. And you've done it. Yeah. Similar. I mean, that's the thing. The people are such great. The staff, super knowledgeable people. Like you say, some of your guys fish every day on the bay, and so they're really knowledgeable about helping people out. What about East County Bait and Tackle? Gene has done a phenomenal job out there at East County Bait and Tackle for the freshwater guys. I mean, I go out there, and I'm not a freshwater guy. I am just in awe of all the different stuff that freshwater guys do.
I'm the same as you. I'm not a freshwater guy.
Yeah.
I fish once a year in El Salto.
Yeah,
That's it. But yeah, so Gene was a manager at Dana Lanning. He was one of our he was our nighttime guy, and was definitely all into the freshwater stuff. And then that opportunity came, and like I said, he was just like, we got to do it. I was like, ooh, and we did it. And Gene has done that entire thing, and same type. I mean, the guys working there have worked there forever, and same type of thing. They fish. That's all they do.
They fish.
They fish. Yeah. And they just they that's what they do. And especially in the freshwater, it can change like by day.
Yeah.
For the most part, your swim baits change a little. Out there, you look, and the one color that started getting bit is just gone, and those guys are on it. They know.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a little bit different on the freshwater end.
And but you also have guys that know their saltwater stuff out there too.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, they definitely boat. I mean, those guys come down and saltwater fish all the time. And the nice thing out there is if you live in Lakeside or anywhere out there and you want to just grab your stuff the night before, I mean, if you want to get in a sport boat in the afternoon, you go by and get all your tackle. I mean, dude, we have accurate reels out there. We have, you can... Dude, we have 50s and 70 wides out there.
Really?
I mean, yeah. I mean, I'm not going to say a lot, but we definitely have it. So you can definitely outfit that. But all your terminal tackle and jigs, and I mean, there's a really big section of saltwater out there. So.
What about the new Lemon Grove Bait and Tackle? Your personnel there?
Same type. Oh, well, right now it's like our mini East County. Someone was on the shift there, just works.
Oh, okay.
We literally live in the same schedule. Like, you're not working in East County, you're working in...
Okay, so you move a lot of people back and forth for right now.
And right now we're seeing a lot of the same customers. So those guys are the exact same. And we have a pretty good chunk of saltwater out there, too. But.
Yeah. Well, it's a little closer to the ocean, too. Yeah. So pretty amazing. All the different entities that you have. And then of course, you have all the boat rentals at how many different hotels? Six different hotels.
And then we do with Dana, so 7.
And you rent do you just rent boats, or you rent sailboats and jet skis and stuff at Dana too?
If we can make at Dana Landing? No, we I think we have some stand-up paddle boards there. We're kind of we used to rent motorboats and everything. We have enough skiffs that just keep us busy.
Yeah,
we just do that there. And then everything else is at the resorts.
Fuel and. Yeah,
at Dana Landing.
Dana Landing. And then if somebody is coming to town, have some visitors coming to town, if they want to go, say, to Paradise Point, what kind of boats do you have over there?
We have everything from jet skis to motorboats to pontoon boats to sailboats to catamarans to kayaks, stand-up paddle boards, bicycles, Surrey bikes, skateboards.
Whoa.
Everything.
Whoa.
Everything, yeah.
That's a lot.
We can make money on it. We rent it. So.
Yeah. Johnny, if there's one thing that people walk into Dana Landing and just are amazed that you have, what would that be? What would be the stuff that people say, I can't believe you have this?
Tackle for, fishing giant blue marlin in Hawaii.
Really?
Probably, yeah. They're like, I've been looking for this, or but there's always there's always little niche items that you find that people haven't seen somewhere, and then it gets popular and everyone will have it.
Yeah.
And but yeah, I mean, I try to have stuff that's that people need, not a lot of stuff that I mean we have a pretty big selection of everything, but yeah, there's I just like to have stuff where I don't have to send someone somewhere to get something.
Yeah. That's cool.
But the amount of people that come in there and are eating at the deli, and then the guy just is waiting for a sandwich, just kind of walks over, and then he starts buying stuff. He's like, oh, my God. And people on vacation, and the wife's just shaking her head. She's like, all right, we're not coming back here.
I can't believe you have this
$170 sandwich.
Well, that's why you got to have the clothing section, though, because the women can go, they're just drawn to the clothing. So then the guys can go, and guys can go walk around and shop. And
all the Olakai sandals and the Maui Jim sunglasses and all that stuff. I mean, there's a lot of that.
Yeah.
You sell a lot of that, for sure. Yeah, for sure. Hey, when we come back, we're going to find out what lucky person is going to win that $50 gift card to Dana Landing. Ben's going to flip the coin and see whether it's a texter or a caller. And, of course, more. Wrap things up here on Let's Talk Hookup, Southern California Sport Fishing Voice on the Mightier 1090, ESPN Radio, and the Let's Talk Hookup app.
One of the dream trips for most anglers is Alaska. There are so many lodges. How do you make a choice? It's easy. Choose the one most Let's Talk Hookup listeners return to time after time. Kingfisher Charters in Sitka, Alaska. No one does it better than Kingfisher Charters. They offer the best service, the most comfortable accommodations, fantastic food, and the finest charter captains in Sitka. All for the ultimate value. One visit and you will understand why nobody beats Kingfisher Charters. Sitka is famous for some of the best runs of salmon in Alaska. And if giant Alaskan halibut is your target, the expert captains at Kingfisher Charters know the hot spots and can put you on a fish of a lifetime. Plenty of rockfish and huge lingcod are there too. And when it comes to fish processing, the best in Alaska is Kingfisher Charters. It's all included in your package. In fact, everything is included except tips. It is truly amazing how the Kingfisher crew continues the quality of service they deliver year after year. Kingfisher Charters, 800-727-6136 or check kingfishercharters.com.
Great fishing is what Seaforth Sports Fishing in Mission Bay is all about. With free parking and fully stocked tackle shop, Seaforth Sport Fishing is a favorite among anglers. Come aboard top boats like the Aztec, Cortez, Endeavor, Apollo, Outer Limits, Elgato Doe, Pride, Polaris Supreme, Tribute, Pacifica, Pacific Voyager, and the Voyager. Plus, the new Seaforth, Sea-Watch, and San Diego offer the finest half and full day trips available. Seaforth Sport Fishing. For charters or schedule, check seaforthlanding.com. Run by fishermen for fishermen in Mission Bay. You've been waiting for it, and it's finally here. The Gamakatsu Nautilus Ringed Circle Hook is now available in sizes 4, 2, 1, and 1/0. That's right. Those smaller, highly sought-after Gamakatsu circle hooks are now available in ringed and non-ringed versions down to size 4. It's the hook that will help you get that bite. The Gamakatsu Nautilus Circle Hook. Now in smaller sizes in ringed and non-ringed styles. Get it now at select tackle shops.
It's time for the Power Pro 30-second seminar. I like catching big fish, and I like smaller reels, too. How do I make sure that I have the capacity to land the big one? I fill my reels with Power Pro Max Quattro. It's 25% thinner than standard Power Pro, so you get more line on that small reel. Power Pro has a complete series of highly effective lines, including the brand new Power Pro Depth Hunter Offshore, with different colors every 100 feet. Perfect for flatfall fishing. Want to learn more? Check powerpro.com.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup right here on Mighty 1090 ESPN Radio. And Ben, it's the big moment. We've selected a caller and we've selected a texter. And Ben's going to flip the coin. And Ben, go for it. Uh-oh. What did it say? It hit the ground. It says C. It says C. It's a caller. All right. And that caller is Dennis in San Diego. Congratulations, Dennis. You are the winner this morning. And good job, Ben. He got a full flip there for sure. All right. Dana Landing, East County Bait and Tackle, Lemon Grove Bait and Tackle. Such great places. Where do we find them all?
Dana Landing, next to the Dana Landing launch ramp. East County Bait and Tackle, right at the end of the 67 going into Lakeside, and Lemon Grove on Broadway in Lemon Grove. And just come on down and say hi.
All right, cool. And you've got pretty much diverse things. And of course, don't forget the deli at Dana Landing, because if you want a great place to go sit by the bay and have lunch, you have tables outside. Yep. Tri-Tip Tuesday, super popular. You want to get some sandwiches. Can you order ahead if you're coming down and you're going fishing? Can you order sandwiches
Absolutely.
ahead?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So just call the deli
Yep.
and great breakfasts, everything you need. You have all the chips and sodas and beers and waters and ice and.
If people want it, we got it.
Yeah, you've got there. Yeah. If you're going fishing, if you're going to go just out for a cruise on the bay, you're good there at Dana Landing in Ocean Bay. All right, guys, great job. Keep up the great work over there. Dana Landing, East County Bait and Tackle, Lemon Grove Bait and Tackle. And thanks to Christian for handling the phones this morning and the board. Thanks to Adam for all he does on the Let's Talk Hookup app. And we'll be back tomorrow morning, 7 to 9 a.m. A very, very special tribute to amazing man, Don Hansen. We're going to have Captain Dave Hansen and Captain Ken Frankie here in the studio. And then I promise you a lot of different callers and people participating in tomorrow's show. It's going to be a great one. You do not want to miss that show. 7 to 9 a.m. right back here on the Mightier 1090 ESPN Radio and the Let's Talk Hookup app.